Good morning. Today is November 27th, Thursday, November 27th exact, and that means today is Thanksgiving. So what is everybody thankful for? Post in the comments what you guys are thankful for, and happy Thanksgiving, guys. Remember to give all glory to God. Today, we are on chapter 27, which is pride and self-praise. Yesterday, if you didn't catch that video, like always, please go back and rewatch that video. Read the chapter. It's an 18-minute video. I went over in detail, like section by section of each of the video. Please tell me what you thought. Tell me if you got the same things that I got out of it, or if you got something else different. Please, I want to hear. The whole point of this challenge, again, I'll say it over and over, is to get more and more people reading the word and growing in God's wisdom together. So let's get started on chapter 27. Don't brag about tomorrow, since you don't know what the day will bring. Let someone else praise you, not your own mouth. A stranger, not your own lips. A stone is heavy and sand is weighty, but the resentment caused by a fool is even heavier. Anger is cruel and wrath is like a flood, but jealousy is even more dangerous. An open rebuke is better than hidden love. Wounds from a sincere friend are better than many kisses from an enemy. A person who is full refuses honey, but even bitter food tastes sweet to the hungry. A person who strays from home is like a bird that strays from its nest. The heartfelt counsel of a friend is as sweet as perfume and incense. Never abandon a friend, either yours or your father's. When disaster strikes, you won't have to ask your brother for assistance. It's better to go to a neighbor than to a brother who lives far away. Be wise, my child, and make my heart glad. Then I will be able to answer my critics. A prudent person foresees danger and takes precautions. The simpleton goes blindly on and suffers the consequences. Get scrutiny from someone who guarantees a stranger's debt. Get a deposit if he does it for foreigners. A loud and careful greeting early in the morning will be taken as a curse. A quarrelsome wife is as annoying as constant dripping on a rainy day. Stopping her complaints is like trying to stop the wind, or trying to hold something with greased hands. As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. As workers who tend a fig tree are allowed to eat the fruit, so workers who protect their employer's interests will be rewarded. As a face is reflected in water, so the heart reflects the real person. Just as death and destruction are never satisfied, so human desire is never satisfied. Fire tests the purity of silver and gold, but a person is tested by being praised. You cannot separate fools from their foolishness, even though you grind them like grain with mortar and pestle. Know the state of your flocks and put your heart into caring for your herds. For riches don't last forever, and the crown might not be passed to the next generation. After the hay is harvested and the new crop appears, and the mountain grasses are gathered in, your sheep will provide wool for clothing, and your goats will provide the price of a field. And you will have enough goat's milk for yourself, your family, and your servant girls. So, the first two verses: don't brag about tomorrow, since you don't know what the day will bring. Let someone else praise you, not your own mouth. A stranger, not your own lips. That is where it's talking about pride. And the observation says these verses warn against two kinds of pride. First, we should avoid being prideful, overly confident about the future. Instead, we should surrender our plans to God, realizing that He controls the future. Second, we should not engage in self-praise. Rather, we should focus on building up others rather than ourselves. So there's quite a few different instances where it says like a fool will honor himself or talk great or say how great he is. Somebody that's really great, other people say it, right? And that's basically what this is saying here. It's saying don't be that person that talks about how great you are. I am a firm believer in like I am statements and stating, because God says, the only time God said His name was He said I am. So if you say I am great, I am blessed, I am this, I am rich, I am whatever, that stuff will manifest in itself. But at the same time, if you say negative, it's going to come back to you as well. Though the thing about it though is there's a difference between saying positive and being positive and being prideful. You don't want to be prideful because everything that we have, it all comes from God anyway. So we can have something today and it can be gone tomorrow. And don't worry about focusing on what you're going to have tomorrow, because today brings enough troubles. My favorite passage in the Bible is Matthew 6:24-34. And one of the biggest things in there says, worry about today, don't worry about tomorrow, because we don't even have to worry. Don't even worry about today, because God feeds everybody, takes care of the birds and everybody else, and we're a lot more important than those are. But we don't need to be worried about tomorrow, because today brings enough troubles, right? We don't need to be focused on what's going to happen tomorrow. We need to be focused on what's in front of us today. And in that, it doesn't mean like bragging and trying to be prideful. So in a world where social media encourages us to carefully craft how other people see us, we must carefully guard against all forms of pride. We must not become overly confident about the future or about our abilities, experiences, and accomplishments. God is sovereign over our lives, and all praise must go to him for all the ways he blesses us each day. So that's another big thing is, if you're blessed, and any of us that live in the United States, we're very sheltered, and we think that we might have it hard or we might be poor or whatever. If you make over 36,000, or if your household makes over 36,000 a year, you're in the top 1% of the world. So think about it that way. Somebody that in our standards is living in poverty is still doing better than 99% of the world. So we are very sheltered. We live in a bubble here in the United States. We have no clue what it's like, most of us, to live in another country that is a third world country that really does struggle. So just be grateful. If you have a warm place to sleep at night, you have a cozy bed, you have food on the table, even if you don't have 3 meals, but you have 1 or 2 meals every day, and you know that's pretty consistent. You're not on the street. There's a lot to be grateful for. Granted, there is a lot of negative things in the world that could be going on in your life as well. But as far as those types of things, there's a lot to be grateful for. And if you do have a lot, though, going back on subject, is it all came from him. It's all his. It's none of it's ours. He's letting us use it while we're here. He's letting us steward it here while he's here. Be good stewards of it. Be generous and give all glory to him. Don't say, look what I did. Say, look what God did for me. All right, let's go back. So it also says, verses 5 and 6, it says a loving rebuke. So let's see what it says. An open rebuke is better than a hidden love. Wounds from sincere friend are better than many kisses from the enemy. I talk about this all the time. You guys, if you guys have watched any of my other videos, you guys watch any of these other videos, more than likely I've probably brought this up. You've probably heard me bring this up, but I think we live in a world right now, in a society where everybody, for one, evil is considered good and good is considered evil. But even on top of that, even if somebody knows that somebody else is doing bad, and they're scared to tell them because they don't want to hurt their feelings, they don't want to get canceled, they don't want whatever. And in my opinion, if you see somebody going down the wrong path and you truly care about that person and you don't tell them, then you really don't care about them. Or even if you do, you're more worried about that little argument, or about having them look at you negatively, or having other people looking at you in a different light, than you really caring about that person's livelihood or their relationship with God, or whatever the case is. So if you see something going on, you see something that's wrong, don't be scared, because it's like it says, an open rebuke is better than hidden love. So saying you love somebody and just hiding back and letting them do whatever they want is not helping them. If you give them an open rebuke, you tell them like, hey, but do it loving, do it kindly, but be like, hey, you know what? You're doing this. I see you going down a wrong path. Is there something I can help you with? Whatever. But it's a lot better than just saying, oh, well, they'll figure it out or whatever. And it's I don't want to say anything. I don't want them to get mad at me, because depending on what it is, they might not be here tomorrow to get mad at you if you don't say something. Opening your mouth that one time might be the thing that makes, at least, even if it does cause an argument or cause a fight, it might be that one thing that triggers in their mind to snap and be doing better. Because it says wounds from a sincere friend are better than many kisses of the enemy. Because in reality, if you're telling them, you're justifying what they're doing and saying it's okay, then it's just like being their enemy. You're not helping them. You're helping them hurt themselves. So it's a lot better for them to get their feelings hurt one time with you and fix the trajectory of their life than to be happy with you one day and continue doing negative things that's bringing them down. Lastly, there was one that I read that it's just something that I always want to go over, and it's basically the reason for this whole Proverbs study that I'm doing. It's verse 17 says, as iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend. So with that, it's all the same thing. If you're helping people positively and guiding somebody down the right path, just like the reason I brought up this study is, if you're reading together and I'm reading, you're listening to me, or you're reading the verses and you're going in there and you're putting in the comments and we're all feeding off of each other, growing together, we're sharpening each other. We're iron sharpening iron. We are helping each other grow in Christ. We're helping each other grow in wisdom. We're just helping each other become better people all together. I didn't read the observation for 5 and 6, so let me read that again. So an open rebuke is better than a hidden love. Wounds from a sincere friend are better than many kisses from an enemy. I already said what I thought about it, but let's go over the observation. A good friend is willing to offer an open rebuke to correct or warn someone who is engaging in harmful behavior. According to Proverbs, giving needed correction is better than showing sincere affection or harboring hidden love, which are both fearful and untrusting. So that's just like I said, a good friend, somebody that truly cares about somebody, a family member, friend, whatever. If you really care for somebody, you're going to be willing to offer that open rebuke, because if you care more about your feelings and them getting mad at you than you care about their livelihood, then are you really their friend? Do you really care about them? Most people try to avoid confrontation because it can be awkward, uncomfortable, or even harmful to a relationship. Yet God calls us to offer open rebukes when we see sinful attitudes, speech, or behaviors in our friends. While constructive correction may sting initially, friends who give each other wounds are faithful and trustworthy. As we offer loving rebukes, we always do so with a heart of compassion that points people to God. As we offer loving rebukes, we must always do so with a heart of compassion that points people to God, or to the good news of hope, change, and forgiveness. So it's pretty much, I'm just repeating myself over and over. It's like, if you truly care about somebody and you're looking out for their best interest and they're going down the wrong path, yes, they might get pissed off at you if you tell them what they're doing is wrong. A lot of people, we don't like to hear that we're wrong. We don't like getting that constructive criticism. But if they truly are a wise person, or they're trying to be wise, they'll take it. If they're in their sin right now and they're in their foolishness and they don't take it, they might get mad at you for a season and they might not talk to you for a little bit. But if you show them that you're being there, that you're trying to look out for their best interest, and hopefully that will get them to turn around, or enough people will start telling them, or they'll learn for themselves. But I guarantee when they turn around and they come around, they're going to remember the people that just went along with what they were doing, and the people that actually really cared about them and were trying to help them. That's chapter 17. Again, thank you. Happy Thanksgiving, guys. I'm gonna go up north, so I'll be up north today, hanging out with my family. I might not make tomorrow's video till later on, or maybe even Saturday, but I will make it. Don't worry about that. Catch it, and then we will talk then. Happy Thanksgiving. God bless you.